Hi guys, hi YouTubers, and today I'm going to show you something that I built. This is a percussion cap, uh, hybrid Shashka. It's made out of wood, as you can see here. And it's a combination of the Kazakh Shashka, as you can see here. Yeah. And a cap lock pistol, which, as you can see here, the mechanism has been made out of a piece of pipe from something else. Uh, lock mechanism is cardboard. It doesn't actually move, and it's all bound. And so is the trigger, and it's all bound with blue tape. Now this wouldn't be historically accurate because no Cossack with a shashka would cross their main weapon with something that they thought was inferior, but very helpful. And so most Cossacks would basically just use the Shashka. Now the Shashka was a Cossack's main weapon, and Cossacks are Russian cowboys. But they're not what you think. They do not mainly carry guns, although some Cossack regiments used guns. But most Cossacks carry either the Shashka, which was their main weapon, or a lance. And so, basically, this is for costume purposes. It combines historical accuracy with some great, with, I don't know what you call it, some creativity. This is a pistol sword. Now, pistol swords go back a long ways, beginning in the 16th century. Gunsmiths were experimenting with putting a blade on guns. And of course, it wasn't until the late 17th century when the bayonet first came out. But that was before then. And they wanted to make something that that was very easy to work. So that, your cavalry didn't have to do this number again. Or your infantry didn't have to do this number again. So they combined the pistol and the sword, and that's the first pistol sword. Now, most games get the pistol sword wrong, and the reason is because they have no knowledge of it. But over the years, pistol swords have been given shorter blade lengths. And pistol swords were even used throughout the 1800s. There's one example which combines a Bowie knife blade with a Colt revolver. And so that was kind of like the last pistol sword that we know of that didn't detach. But then again, during World War II in Japan, they had this. They had a Nambu something something. And anyway, it had a detachable blade that went like. So let's just say this is our 1911. And here's the handle. So they would put the blade right here, and this. Now there are some pros and cons with this. The pros of this is that you don't have to draw a sword, and at the same time, get your gun out in the holster. You know, you can have two weapons in one, which packs amazing firepower. But major drawback is the clumsiness of this weapon. See, you know, some people can't do two things at once. You can't stab somebody and load your gun at the same time. So, that's one of the major drawbacks. The other major drawback is, let me think. The high cost. See, this example is a cheap build. It's not meant to fire. It's meant for costumes to play with. But the real pistol swords were actually expensive to make because you had to pay a very advanced gunsmith to make the hybrid weapon, and also you had to get a blacksmith. And finding a person that can both blacksmith and gunsmith weapons was very hard. And if you actually found one, basically you would have to pay him tons of money. And plus the parts were imported. So that costs a lot of money too. Now, this is a one-day build, but for a real pistol sword, it would be like a month's worth building. Haha, shotcha. This here is a great weapon. It's far more advanced. But we don't make pistol swords anymore. And the reason is because they are so expensive. And we don't use swords anymore. We use them only for ceremonial purposes. Except for the machete, which is kind of a short sword. Like this short, or even longer. Like right here. Now this is a short shotgun. In reality, shotguns would be very long. And so if I haven't told you this, but a shotgun is a Kazakh-made weapon. And Kazakhs, as you know, are Russian cowboys. Now, the shotgun came from the Caucasian peoples in the Caucasus Mountains during like the 12th century. And they looked like this, but they were only made of metal, and they did heavily tape. And soon, and some of those weapons were brought back to the Slavic tribes. Basically, put a guard